Hi everyone, today's guest is Instagram sweetheart. She's a beautiful mother of three and I think she needs no further introduction. Please welcome the beautiful Karen Wazen. Hi.
Hi.
Can I have you turn
Yeah, I was just trying actually. Is that fine
Yeah,
or
that's fine. We
how
all
are
have to
you?
figure out how to
I
work through Zoom now. My son actually taught me.
know. My son has a Zoom call, not even a Zoom call actually. They have like those I have like four different apps now for like video calls. One that's like every company that I deal with, they're working in like different apps. So like I'm confused. Let me just stick to like one. But I think Zoom is my favorite, so that's good.
I haven't used anything else. My son loves Smoothie or Smoothly or something like that. I think the kids are using that these days.
How old is your son? Sorry, I'm just moving things around. I didn't know what was going to be in the frame.
My son is 12 years old.
Oh, wow. You look so young for having a 12-year-old.
I'm 37.
Oh,
I
well,
had him, yeah, early
young
on.
and
I mean,
young.
first of all, how beautiful are your kids? Like, I'm obsessed. I'm sure, like everyone else, they're like Dubai sweethearts.
Thank you so much. Yeah, they're sweethearts, but they're also like little monsters.
And they are kind of at that age where obviously,
Yeah.
they're going to be all over.
And they're what they push like the boundaries. Yeah. And three almost the same age.
Wow.
So it is a lot. Like there's not one that can tell the other, calm down right now. It's like they're all pushing each other either really in a good way or in a chaotic way.
Can I tell you, I waited so long because I was so young when I had my son, and I was also obviously
Mm.
same time diagnosed with like lupus and stuff. So it was a lot to deal with.
Wow, yeah,
Um,
of course.
but now seeing your girls, I'm like, oh my God, you know what? I think we should
I'm
have
ready.
girls. I'm ready. Yeah, I'm like trying to do a surrogate, so I'm hoping I do end up getting twins.
Oh,
I'm
wow,
like,
yeah.
oh my God, I would love to have like the two Ks in my house.
Yeah. No, I mean, obviously, children are amazing. As tiring as they are, they bring so much joy. Like at the end of the day, I'm like, when they're sleeping, I'm like, oh my God, I actually really love you guys so much. I'm sorry if I scream during the day, but they're so cute and they bring positivity and like innocence and, they,
And you're lucky, your husband's really hands-on.
yes, he is. And, we're Arab and in the Arab culture, it's not very like common to have
Yeah.
the husband that's super involved as a father,
Yeah.
and my husband is like almost, I don't know, like he's almost a better parent than me. I'll tell you a funny story. I was once with Georgie. He woke up like in the middle of the night, and I went to his room, and he was like awake but half asleep. So he was kind of talking, thinking that he was awake, but his eyes were closed. And then he's like, "Mommy, you know who's the best mommy ever?" And I was so sure he was gonna say me. And I'm like, "Who?" And I was like smiling, and he's like, "Daddy." So I was like, wow. Thank you, George. Well, I'm going to be like Korean.
And kids are not politically correct, so he probably meant
Exactly.
kid.
I actually went back to the room and I woke my husband up. I'm like, you're going to be happy. You're apparently the best mommy.
Well, at least like it paid off. Poor guy must be like, looking at his friends and
Yeah.
thinking, I'm the most, involved
Yeah.
parent.
Yeah, he's at like most of the birthdays. He does the cooking at home. Like I got lucky with that. I have to
So I
say.
actually did try the recipe, the meat stuffed zucchini.
Really?
I don't remember the Arabic name for it, but I
Yeah,
remember
kusa.
that my husband loved it because he wants like gourmet Michelin star food every meal
Yeah.
at home.
Do you enjoy cooking?
I love to cook. And I
Okay,
do
that's
have
nice.
like a few live-in cooks, but I like to cook every day for them, for my
Yeah.
husband. Yeah, it's the same thing.
No, that's nice. I mean, my husband as well, just because he enjoys it. It's not like he's doing it as a chore. He's doing it because he really just enjoys the kitchen. I never did. I do some baking sometimes. I'm like
Oh,
quite good,
I can't bake.
but
I can't bake to save my life. That's one thing.
really, it takes like
I'm gonna
patience.
borrow recipes from you, definitely.
Yeah, I have some great ones actually that I've done now during like lockdown, and they were a great like success. So I'll pass on those
I
recipes
think we
to you.
all have discovered new hidden
Yeah,
talents,
exactly.
lockdown.
Listen,
Oh,
like obviously it's been a very difficult period on a lot of levels and super overwhelming. But I have to say there are some things that like, you know, the silver lining. There are some things that I definitely benefited from, and I just hope that I'm able to keep these things in my life till later. Like one of the things, and I've shared this with my followers, but I've been biting my nails since I was a child, and it's always been an issue for me. Like before my wedding, I really had to try so hard just that I can have some like decent nails. Yeah, and there wasn't the trend or like facility at that time to, you know, like now everyone puts on the like
Yeah.
the fake nails and stuff. Then it was so obvious when it was the fake nails. But anyway, now let me show you. I've like
What?
been
And what
able to
work?
grow. And it's so weird because you'd imagine this to be a more stressful period, but in fact, like I've been taking more care of myself. So that's one of the good
And
things.
what made you? Because obviously that requires you to like talk yourself into it all the time to remind
Yeah,
yourself not to bite. So how did you do that? My
exactly. But
son bites nails. That's why.
oh yeah, so does my daughter, by the way. And like she bites her nails a lot, and now I'm so happy because before I used to tell her like stop biting your nails, but I would literally be telling her this while my finger was in my mouth. So you know, when you say like practice what you preach, I felt like it didn't make any sense to her. But now I always show her. I'm like, look, you know, now when they grow, I can put some nail polish. My girls are girly girls; they love makeup and nail polish.
Oh my God, I have to set some makeup because that's what I want to do next. I want to do makeup for like small kids. That's all
Children.
clean
Oh
and
my
fit.
God. We would be your biggest like customers. Trust me. My children are obsessed. But anyway, just to conclude this, like what helped me, I don't know if anyone here is struggling with biting their nails, but I've been actually doing my own nails and putting on my own nail polish, like, but I change it all the time. So as soon as I feel like it's starting to peel, I remove everything and I go back to like putting on a new color. So I feel the fact that I'm taking care of them and not giving them to someone, and then as soon as it peels, I'm like, oh, I have to wait until my next appointment to get them done. I've
Yeah.
been kind of working on them myself, and that has helped me a
Mm.
lot. Great
Not
story.
sure if I can give that tip to my son since he can't put
Yeah.
nail polish. But the bitter solution from the pharmacy might work right now.
But for my daughter, by the way, I'm putting on the bitter nail polish.
Ah, does that work? Has it worked so far? A lot of mothers, I'm sure, are struggling with this.
It's for me, because I tried that when I was younger and it didn't work, so I don't think it works on everyone. But my daughter, like, I see her putting it in and she goes like, ew, mommy, I just tasted it, and she'll remove it. But I don't know. I think at that age it's a bit harder.
Yeah, yeah. So Karen, I read a lot of your interviews and your blogs, and one thing that is common in all of them is your displeasure for the word influencer. And I loved your talk at Harvard at the Pan Arab. But I just think that on a lighter note, to people who haven't watched that, why is it that you don't? For the one last time, you can answer.
Yeah. Listen, to be honest, it's not that I actually love what I do so much. And it's something that I did out of, it's a journey that happened super organically. It's nothing that I planned for. It's something that I live, breathe, and it's like second nature to me. So communicating with my online family and to see that there is an actual engagement with, I really consider them family because they've been with me. A lot of them have been with me from the start, like before I was even pregnant with my son. So they've really seen it all, like from their first words to their first steps to everything that I have gone through. I've always been super open and sharing. So what I do, I'm so proud of, and I absolutely love. I just think the word influencer has been almost like tainted, or it's been used in ways that I feel I didn't fit in that. But it's not that I have an issue with the profession. On the contrary, I stand for it with everything, and I know how hard I work, and I know the love that I put into what I do. It's just the term. I think a lot of people made it just about, okay, she has a couple of hundreds of thousands of followers or whatever it is, so she's an influencer. That's where I kind of had an issue. And I feel like when you say you're an influencer, it's almost like you're saying, I am influencing people. And influencing doesn't necessarily mean something positive. You can influence people in a negative way. You can. So this was always my issue. But unfortunately, there's no other way I've been able to really describe what it is that I do on a daily basis, at least. So yeah, my issue is kind of that I feel it's almost like a conceited approach to what I do, which I don't see myself at all that way. So I would never want to say that I am influencing. I would love people to tell me, by the way, you influenced me in a positive way by doing this or that. So if it comes from people saying that they've been inspired or they've been influenced, obviously positively, then great. But for me to come and say this about myself, I feel it's like I'm saying like I am powerful. Like, I don't like it, you know?
Well, that's really humble of you, because influencer, the term does come and with a social responsibility.
Yeah.
Like you said, you want it to be taken seriously, and some people have kind of, made a mockery of it.
Yeah.
And I think what you're doing is great, and you are very open and you're honest and you're so relatable. And I think that is what makes you everyone's sweetheart. You're open about your life.
Thank you so much. Yeah, that was always, even if you check, like I haven't been on my blog in years, but when I first started my blog, which was in 2016, I started it literally as like a diary. So I would talk about things that I've been through, my stories, and I've always been really open, because I feel that the best way for someone to hear you out or to listen to you or to trust you is by you sharing a part of who you are with them and them relating to it. So for me, when someone tells me you're a fashion blogger or you're a beauty blogger, I'm not comfortable with those terms, because I feel that what I offer, it goes way beyond what I'm wearing. I'm offering my life, literally, like things that I've gone through, how I overcame. Like I've spoken about my insecurities as a child and how I've overcome them, and building confidence. When I was younger, I was almost like a pushover. I felt my word didn't really mean anything. And today I feel like there's a lot more power to my words, and I was able to build a lot more confidence in myself. And this has taken a lot of practice, a lot of building my self-confidence. And I would love for people to actually benefit a lot more from that sense rather than what I'm wearing, you know?
I want to ask you this question about what you feel about it. So with social media and Instagram and people posting, their selfies, there are so many filters, there's Photoshop, but don't you think that puts actually negative, pressure on all the young girls growing up to maybe get in the same field as you?
For sure. And even I have been almost, I don't want to say affected, but like I would see these like beautiful, flawless models, and and I would just I would think that if I wanted to be successful in the world that I'm in, then I have to look like them, and it was almost impossible to look like them, whether it was for my body or for my face or my hair or whatever it is, my skin. I'm not going to say that I've never photoshopped. I'm not going to say that I don't use filters, because I do. But I try to keep it as real as possible, and I try to give a very kind of varied. So if you're following me on my stories, you would see that I would literally post myself outside of my bed in my pajamas, no makeup on, dark circles, my nails peeled sometimes, some nail polish if I didn't have time to do them. So I've literally tried as much as I can to show a really kind of 360. And also, if you think of ourselves as women, we wear many hats and we have many looks. Like sometimes you look at a photo and you're like, wow, I look really good. And that same day you could have looked like nothing, it's like almost like wearing makeup and feeling good about yourself. So definitely, I think that we have a big social responsibility when it comes to that. I know that a lot of young girls look up to social media, celebrities, or even just Hollywood celebrities or whatever it is, and they try to aim and look like them, and it's difficult, and it could put you down. So that's why I always,
especially as being mother, I feel like childbirth completely transforms and changes your body. And when you see all these women and especially models and all who like pop babies and look like when I saw one of your posts where you were so confident in showing your stretch marks, you're like, please, I am real and I have that. I love that honestly the most, because I'm still not like 100%, body confident, and my son's 12.
Yeah, the same. I mean, I'm not where I was, and my son's 5, my daughters are 4. So it's been 4 years that I'm struggling with getting my weight back to what it was. And now I'm putting more effort than ever, and I'm working out. And I was actually said yesterday on my post, like now is almost one of the fittest times I've been, in terms of not only what my body looks like, but my lifestyle, like the way I'm eating and the working out that I've been doing. And I've been working hard on my body during this period. And I keep getting like comments on my page, like, are you pregnant? And I'm like, Like, not that, like, I know that people would love to hear that I'm pregnant. I mean, that they love my family and they want more children. They always ask me for more children. But I mean, it makes me feel like, what still, like, do I still have to lose more weight, And so these things really, they get to us at the end of the day, where we have mirrors in front of us all the time. We have our phones with us all the time. So we're constantly reflecting on what we look like.
But see, again, because people have this preconceived notion about social media celebrities or influencers, that you are supposed to look a certain way. So if you have a little weight, oh, she must be pregnant.
Yes. So exactly.
You have such a huge influence. I think you are doing a great job in breaking that norm.
Thank you. I mean, I'm trying. Another thing that I've shared, which I felt resonated a lot with people, and I can say that daily I get messages regarding that, is when I discovered that I had vitiligo, which wasn't a long time ago. So I discovered that I had vitiligo around 2 years ago. So I was 30, and I had no idea what it meant or what if it was. Anyway, vitiligo in itself is something that you don't really know where it comes from, why it comes, if it goes. So it's very like uncertain as an autoimmune like body skin disorder. So
that you have that.
I actually got a sunburn once, and then once the sunburn, so it got really red. It started off on my neck here, and it got really red. And then once my kind of burn went down, it was it became super white. So I was like, okay, maybe I'm peeling. I just thought it was like a peel, when you peel from the sun, and then it wasn't going. And I was sitting once at the beach, and there was a friend of mine actually who was there. He was like, by the way, what's that? I'm like, I don't know. I think it's just like from the sun. And then he was like, you might want to check it out because this looks like vitiligo. And I'm like, what is vitiligo? And for me, the cases of vitiligo that I ever was aware of was where literally your whole body is, like almost like Winnie Harlow or Michael Jackson, So I was like, no, that can't be, because vitiligo means that it's all over your body. And for me, it's just around my neck. And then when I went to the doctor, to the dermatologist, he confirmed that it was vitiligo, and I got really like no answers whatsoever. I'm like, but why? Like, where did it come from? Well, we don't know. Will it go? We don't know. Is it going to spread? We don't know. So I'm like, wow, that's really not helping. And the only way I was able to, deal with this was like, there's so much uncertainty that the only thing I need to do is accept that this is what it is, and accept that it's not going to change who I am, and that in case it increases, I'm going to have to accept that too. And in fact, this year, so I had it 2 years ago, and it almost like started and stayed where it was. But this year I got a new spot, which is here. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. So this is literally like a month old, and it just appeared like that. And again, like, I'm so comfortable with it. I'd never hit it. I'd never put foundation on it. Even when I have shoots or whatever, people are putting makeup on me, they ask me, do you want to cover this? And I say, absolutely not. Like, this is, a part of me, and I almost learned to love it. And even if it grows, even if it spreads, even if it goes, like, whatever is going to happen, at the end of the day, I built this relationship, strong enough relationship with my body that, this is who I am, and it doesn't mean anything. Well,
that's amazing, because it requires a deep level of confidence in yourself, and to be able to accept it.
And I've worked hard on being this confident girl, because I'm telling you, as a child, I was not. I really was not. Like, I was quite insecure, and I don't know. It's just, I also did a lot of therapy, and I studied. I have a master's in psychotherapy, and I went through therapy myself for 2 years, and that was life-changing. So I kind of also talk about this as like, if someone is going through something, and even if they're not, like, initially when I went to my therapist, the first session, he asked me, it was in London, and he asked me, he's like, why are you here? What would you like to discuss? And I'm like, I don't have anything to talk about, and I'm completely fine. I'm just here because I have to be here for my courses. And then 2 years later, he reminded me what I had said the first session, after we had gone through literally so much, like, to the point where once I was in a session and I asked for a bucket to literally like vomit. Like, that's how deep I went inside my, the self. And I was like, wow, I can't believe I thought I had no issues.
No, because mental illness is as common as, a headache. And you have to understand that your brain is also an organ of as important or most important organ. and people are scared to talk about it or ashamed. So when I read that you were open about the fact that you know went to therapy, it's amazing,
Yeah.
because people shouldn't be ashamed to talk about it.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And I love that now. I feel it's kind of had a bit of a different connotation. Like even in schools, there's, you know, the counselor part of the school is very important nowadays. In our time, it was a bit less common. Like,
Yeah.
so I'm glad that my children will have that kind of service. And I would also push, if I feel like my children are going through something, I would definitely push for them to have that communication with someone where they kind of make them feel safe and discover why they're feeling a certain way and learn how to deal with it.
Are you worried in some sense, because what you do also does come in a form of a reality show, so, or a reality TV? So are you scared for the reality curse, what the Kardashians have said, you know, the family curse? Does it worry you at all? Because your children are so out there, you know? And
yeah,
does
I
it
mean, I never thought about it that way. And I know in our culture as well, there is something called the, like, you know, the evil eye, the eye. So yeah, so they
we're
very much,
we 100%
yeah. I mean, believe in that. Yeah. So a lot of people tell me, like, they ask me, like, aren't you scared of the eye, like the evil eye? And for me, I'm not. I mean, I believe in God. I believe in being a good person, and I believe that I haven't harmed anyone, or I don't harm anyone intentionally. So I don't believe that people have the power greater than God's power to actually do anything to any of us. And whatever's going to happen, like when I was a kid, I fell, I broke my leg once, I chipped my my tooth, actually, like, tore into my lip, and I had like stitches. Like, these are things that happen to us as kids. So if, let's say, I post something about my child and then my children, and then they fall, I'm not going to be like, oh, that's because of that post, or that's because of, I personally don't see it that way. And I think it's so personal. So I can't say that it's right or wrong. It's very much what you and your partner also believe in. And we spend so much time with our kids. We're always around them. We make sure that they're comfortable. Sometimes my children, I don't want to film them, but they tell me, take out the camera and film us. Like, they would actually ask for it. Sometimes I'm taking a photo by myself and then they want in it. And sometimes they're just not in the mood, and I totally respect that. So I really give and take with them and make sure that they're comfortable with whatever it is. Like, now they have this, even though they're quite young, but they're obsessed with TikTok, and they actually tell me, because they see me, like, sometimes I'm on my phone, and they ask me, like, what's this video? What's that video? And, or let's say if I film a video, I show them whether, and they're obsessed with these, like, they call them magical videos. So they keep telling Mom, are we gonna film a magical video now? So they actually love it. They love being a part of this. And I mean, of course, I wouldn't want my children now to be on social media themselves, but I feel like at the end of the day, this is something I'm comfortable with. And if it ever changes, I'll just change whatever it is that I'm doing. So it's not one, like, journey that I have set and this is what it is. But at the same time, for me, using my social platform, like I told you, has never been defined as one dimension. It's always been about me and my life, and my children are the biggest part of my life. So it's me not showing them and me not making them a part of this would mean me not being authentic to what I really live.
Can you tell me 2 things that your fans don't know?
Sorry, by the way, I talk a lot, so in case, like, you ask me a question and I go on, tell me, like,
no, I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Can you tell me 2 things about Karen that your fans don't know?
I actually asked my sister the other day, like, what do you think people don't know about me? And then she said that you cry a lot. I'm like, well, even that, like, they know, because I've cried on my stories and I've shared videos. Let me think. I've shared so much, to be honest.
No, that's what I'm like. I know it's a tricky question, but you need to give us something. Like,
I think maybe it's not about me as a person. It's just about life. And I think that people, because they don't, maybe because I don't show that side, they probably think that I'm always, positive, happy, secure, confident. And I think I haven't shared enough that I do go through phases, and sometimes I do feel insecure. Sometimes I do lose the purpose in what it is that I'm doing. Am I doing the right thing? I'm human at the end of the day. And I do go through these phases. I just don't share a lot about them because I don't want to feel like I'm adding any negativity to people's daily lives, when especially I've always wanted to use my platform for positivity. But I think one thing they should know is that I do feel insecure a lot of the times. I do feel lost, and just, I guess that, I think so, maybe lost, insecure. And now, by the way, now's the period where I'm kind of going through this, where I'm feeling like, especially because I'm used to being so busy with what I have with my work, and now it's kind of obviously slowed down, so it's given me a step back. I'm like, am I doing enough? Like, am I using my platform in the best of ways? Can I do more? So I am kind of going through that phase right now.
And how are you dealing with the lockdown and, with having your husband and your kids home? And does it affect you sometimes? Do you get depressed, or is it easy?
I don't know. I wouldn't say I get depressed. On the contrary, I feel like I've been, I realized that actually in a lot of ways, my constant traveling and my lifestyle was way too fast, that I forgot about me. So I told you, the fact that I never used to work out, like very rarely, maybe once a month, and that was like the occasion. And I always blamed it on my traveling, on my lack of routine. And now I've been working out almost every single day. So that is for me a huge achievement. I know that a lot of people regularly do that, so they might see it as, just normal. But for me, this is a huge step. And so I feel like I've been definitely able to take a lot more care of me, and that has helped me in a lot of ways. I was worried. In fact, me and my husband were both worried because again, I used to travel a lot, and I work, so I was quite busy also during the day, and my husband works long hours as well in the office. So now we were all of a sudden like, all day together. So we were kind of worried about how this was going to go, but we've been really able to give each other space. So and like you said in the beginning, you noticed that my husband's actually hands-on. He's a partner. So when I feel overwhelmed with the kids, I literally go into his office and I tell him, like, the next break you have, please, they're yours. And I literally would go up, sit in my room, close the door. And so I think it's very important to delegate when you can, to find the balance, because it could get extremely overwhelming. Like, again, yesterday, I also briefly talked about it on my page, but yesterday I had one of those days where I'm like, this has to end soon. Like, this lockdown has to end soon. My kids have to go back to school. I feel like I'm not doing enough with them on the academic side. And I feel guilty about that. But at the same time, I genuinely feel like I don't have the strength to do more than what I'm doing. So I kind of had a little bit of that. And then I had a chat with my husband, and he was like, you're doing great. And I had to hear these things. I think I'm a good mom. So yeah, I think it's about kind of taking a step back, not being hard on yourself, trying to do the things that you weren't able to do before because of the lack of time. And if you also don't want to do anything, I think it's also completely fine. Just everyone can live this period the way they want, as long as they're in tune with how they're feeling.
Well, I definitely realize I suck at math, because
with
my son in year 7, and he can't do algebra.
Schooling at that age?
Well, year 7 is hardcore. He's already like geography, history, science, physics, algebra. So I can't really help him with all that. Thank God I married a smart man. So like helping him with everything. I'm the entertainment officer after school. And that's about it. It's tough. Yeah, it's tough. It's especially.
And do you, I answer my question to you, because you look so good right now, but are you the kind of person that would like take like, let's say, wear makeup or get dressed, or on a regular day during lockdown? Or,
oh my God, if
is
you
this because of the Zoom
down,
call?
I'm wearing pajamas underneath.
Listen, I'm not wearing pajamas, but I'm wearing I'm wearing my flip-flops.
No, I have learned how to do my own hair. I've learned how to do everything on my own. My son's like our help. His nanny is literally like the woman, the go-to woman now in the house. She's learned everything.
Yeah, no, but that's good. I think we've all learned that we can be quite independent, I think.
And I'm really lazy. Like, I don't even own an anti-aging product. I don't own eye creams. Like, I'm really very simple and basic in my skincare. I don't own cleanse, moisturize every day. We're Indians. I
want to try your makeup.
Oh, of course, any day. Like for me, it was very important, like good quality skincare and just like one product. I would like put olive oil or coconut oil on my face, like it's basic,
Really?
but that goes a long way, you know? Like I would say
Yeah,
to the young girls now, like wax the latest that you can and do whatever you can
true.
because you have to let your skin breathe.
Breathe. That's so true.
That's what I would say. But is there any charity that's close to your heart? You know, as you know, we like on our each
Uh,
episode ask the viewers to
that's such
open
an
up their heart.
amazing thing, by the way, that you do. Like, it's so generous of you and so giving. And I think, especially in a time like now,
No, even Barkha Beauty, the products, like, you know, every season it's a mainly profit driven brand, and we have the school called Harmony House in New Delhi, which is actually founded by an English woman, Lucy, who's, you know, everyone knows her because of the Global Gala, from Dubai.
uh,
And we send money all the time because it's a non-profit school run for slum kids.
that's amazing. Wow.
So it's beauty
Yeah.
that gives back. That's what
Yeah. That's so nice. Yeah, like brand with a purpose and brand with this, like
we have
these are
to.
the,
We
you
have
have to
to
give
teach our
back.
children. You need to leave the right legacy, I feel,
Yeah.
the right value.
100%.
What
100%.
is the charity that you like?
Uh, uh, there are a few actually, but so I'm one of the high profile supporters of the UNHCR, and that's obviously a cause that's very close to my heart, which I very often talk about and give a highlight. But I think at the moment, Lebanon, my country, is going through so much. There's over, and above the fact that there's the pandemic that's hit them hard, but we're going through a really bad economic crisis, and we have poverty, and it's just been extremely, extremely bad. And I really would love to help my country for literally like the basic needs of water and food and shelter. So there is an association called Enfants de Lumière. It's in French, but it basically provides food and basic necessities to families. And the way they do it is beautiful. They actually have a supermarket where you can go in and take the food. So it looks like an actual supermarket, but there's no money. So you just donate the food and you put the food on the shelves,
Oh
and
wow!
families can come in and take the food without feeling the embarrassment of like having to be given it to you.
Yeah,
So you go, you choose what you need, and you don't have to pay for it. So
that's a beautiful
yeah,
concept because you
yeah,
don't
it's really
hurt
lovely.
their
It's
fragile,
amazing.
ego as well. That you're gonna hand
Exactly.
it over something.
Exactly. That's what I love, that they're making this a very human, on a human touch, because sometimes people have the ego and they don't want people to like feel that you donate it to them, like you're giving them money or you're giving them whatever. They have a lot of pride. But nowadays I think it's just so important to ask for help when we need it, and obviously the people that are able to help to actually help out. So I can give you more details on the actual like
Yes,
link and stuff.
please
And
send me the WhatsApp with
yeah,
the details.
I
And
will.
it was so lovely talking to you.
You too. I want to see you in person and give you a hug
Yes,
when this is all over.
100%. I want to give your kids a hug. Like I want to be their
Yeah.
favorite aunt, by the way.
For sure. We'll do like a big play day. And yeah, my son will really enjoy. He loves hanging out with older kids, by the way. So we can
Oh, okay.
definitely do
Done. I'm definitely gonna invite the kids over, and
that.
you're gonna love my dog. He's my second son, my Chihuahua. He's only 9 months old,
Oh,
but
so
it's
cute.
like I'm buying new clothes for him every day. And we were actually booked to fly to LA with him in
Is
July.
it? He's a male as well.
Yeah.
I would have imagined you to get a female.
Oh no, no. We have 3 dogs already at home, and they're all like
Oh,
boys. So I just feel like we kind of stick to that.
it's like I'm a boy's mommy.
Yeah, but here my son is like watching me, so he's like, "Oh,
Hi!
mom,
Oh my God, so cute.
he has like off-white T-shirt. He's like the best dressed
Like
dog in
stylish
Dubai."
dog. Super
Anyways,
cute.
so nice to talk to you,
You too. So
and
lovely.
see you soon. Thank you
Thank
so
you so
much.
much.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, babe. Bye bye.